past 180 degrees, they're hard to get cases.
Yeah. And they also don't fit in the carts of the case.
No, that's the other way. All right. I just wanted to see if you're recording.
I am. I like how I messed up once and everybody checks on me now.
Did they? I checked Andy too.
Andy checked on me the first time.
He checked on me too. He came in and just want to see if you're recording. Click.
I didn't check on anybody in the first session. I should have done that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so welcome everyone. This is the last session, right? But I do want to make sure that people know that this document is in the chat, is pinned in the chat. Okay, so if you are missing that or you close that for any reason, it's pinned in the chat. This one will have, like they said at the beginning, it's going to have these meet links will be replaced by the session recordings, but it also has the session resources, right? So if you went to Seesaw with me last time, but you're looking for session, you want to learn more about Google Classroom, the meet links there, the recording will be there, as well as the session resources. So you can have access to all of those things. Please wait to the end to fill out your PD feedback and evaluation. We will stick on with you after the conclusion of this one if anybody needs help with their timesheet. So hopefully that goes pretty easy for everybody at the end. Yeah. Okay. So that's pinned in the chat in case anybody needs it. All right. Let's get back to what we was going to do. Yeah. There we go. All right. So this is going to be AI level 1. So much like if you were with me in Seesaw, it's not the speed round, but this is a general overview of AI. So if you are in here, it means that you kind of maybe know what AI is, but you haven't used it a lot. If you are an avid or active AI user, you probably want to jump over to level 2 and meet, listen to AI Andy. Andy is Andy just knows AI. He gets it inside and out. So if you are looking for a more in-depth, maybe some prompt engineering type work, that's where you should be with Andy. So if we get into this and you're like, yeah, this is way too basic for me, feel free to vote with your mouse, click out of here and into level 2. So we're going to do some AI tools here. We're really going to focus on how AI can be your personal teaching assistant. We're going to take a little bit of look at how students can use AI. In Schenectady right now, the only really AI tools that students have access to is School AI, which we'll look at, and Goblin tools, which we will also look at. We are in the process of trying to grow the number of AI tools that students have access to, but we're trying to be thoughtful about it and not turn everything on and cross our fingers. So there's work to be done in the next 3 to 4 weeks here about looking at other tools that are now available to students that weren't available before, and see which ones are appropriate for our students to have turned on for educational purposes. So more come that way, but we're going to really focus on the teacher side and how AI can be your personal assistant. Skip right past that because I already talked about it. Okay, so if you haven't spent a lot of time with AI yet, it's really just like, imagine having a really smart friend who helps computers and robots learn and make decisions. That's AI. It's like a brain that teaches machines to understand speech, play games, drive cars, and even assist doctors. While AI is super smart, it still needs humans to guide it and make sure it's used wisely. AI is only as good as the information that you give it, right? The data set that humans provide for it. Essentially what it is it's highly sophisticated prediction software. It's going to take guesses based on the data it has as a data set as to what you want, right? So if I say I want a recipe for bread into AI, it's going to give me one. But if I want a specific kind of bread and I give it more information about maybe the ingredients I have to make that bread, that is going to get me the most information back from AI. Okay, so keep that in mind. It's only as good as we make it as humans. Oops, where am I here? There we go. The other thing that we want to talk about when we talk about AI is the 80-20 rule. The 80-20 rule says when you're using AI to complete a task, you only want AI to complete 80% of that task, not 100%. So you say, okay, I need you to write me a letter of recommendation for a student, right? And I need it to talk about what they did in sports, how they performed in orchestra performance, their work ethic in my science class, whatever it is, right? You give it all the descriptors. It's going to write it for you in about 30 seconds. And then you do the 20%, which is reading it, making sure it's factually accurate, revising it, adding anything to it that's missing, and making it your own. That's that 20%. So the idea is that something that would have taken you 20 minutes may now take you 5, right? It's going to save you time. And that's really the power of AI. It's important to understand that AI does have bias, right? It's trained on sets of data to help you out, but doesn't mean that it's right all the time. So make sure you're doing that 20%. Okay, these are 2 resources that I'm going to give you a bunch of stuff, and then you're going to have some time, after today to kind of plug through it and see what was helpful to you. This AI prompt playbook. Ooh. Oh, that link is broken? That is so sad. I'm going to have to go find that. Is this one broken? No. Okay. So the bottom one, 60 must-try ChatGPT prompts for teachers. First of all, it doesn't have to be ChatGPT. This is kind of an older document, but still good. Let's see here. Prompts. What I really like about this one, it will tell you, proofread my email, and it will tell you what to paste in, right? Or write a thank you email to a family member who, and then it will say, write the way they helped. And that's the only thing you have to put into these prompts, these AI generators. You can take this, copy, paste this, change that last part, and then you get back exactly what you want, or close to it, that you can revise and add to. So these are 2 things. I'm going to have to go back and find this one. This one was really good. That's my favorite one, so I'm going to have to go back and find it. And I'll replace it in this slide deck once I do. Okay. These are, right here. These are the tools that most people kind of hear about. I will call them the newsworthy ones. ChatGPT was the first on the scene. That's the one that people probably know best when they think about AI. They talk about ChatGPT. Copilot is Microsoft's version, okay, and Gemini is Google's version. Gemini has recently gotten a lot better. So before, a year ago, when we were really learning a lot about AI, ChatGPT was kind of my go-to. I felt more comfortable there. I think that some other people felt more comfortable in Copilot. I was more comfortable with ChatGPT. Now, over the summer, probably actually starting around April for me, once Gemini started to really get a lot better, this is the one I use all the time now. Okay. Now, what's cool about Gemini? Let me see if I can get this. Show you. Can you see that? No. Try again. In the waffle in Chrome, Gemini is here for you. So if you're looking for an AI assistant, click on the waffle, go to Gemini. You can go to gemini.google.com. So it's really readily available to you as well. All right. Go back in here. Okay. Oopsie. Too fast. All right. These are the AI tools in Schenectady that we really recommend. School AI, certainly number 1. We're going to talk a lot about School AI in just a couple minutes. Brisk Teaching is the one that I think that we would be next most excited about. Okay, and we'll look at those kind of really quickly, show you kind of what they do. Goblin Tools is one that we're really excited about. Notebook LM. These are the top 4 right here. Okay. Diffit's okay. Used to be a lot better, but it's become more of there's a paywall on it now. And so a lot of the stuff that was really good is now, a paid feature. CuriaPod is another one that's available. It's not my favorite, but it is available to you. These 2 right here, if you have not played with these 2 yet, super fun. They are music generators. And so what you can do in Suno, I'm going to click on sign in. I can log in with the Google button here. I can say, introducing remixing. Sure, why not? Okay, so give me a house music song about running cross country in high school. That's what I do outside of the school day. I coach. And I'm going to click create. And what it's going to do is going to give me 2 versions of that song. 2 versions. I'm going to click on this here. All right. Chasing Horizons.
Legs is tight, the whistle blows. Breath like clouds in the morning cold. Through the woods, the trail unfolds. Legs on fire, but I'm chasing gold. Heart pounding, steps align. Each stride closer to the finish line.
Okay, so what I've seen people do with this is what they have is they've said like, okay, write a song that celebrates the math achievement of these 4 kids, first names only, and then they play it for the kids when they come into school. Right, like these kids did great in a test, they did great in this assessment, or they did great with this project, whatever. And so they play these kind of congratulations songs for kids. Pretty exciting stuff. You could also do it if you're with different content. You could give it lyrics if you wanted to, and it would make that for you. So play with this. There was a teacher a 7th grade teacher in the district last year who said they used this to create a song to tell their boyfriend to turn off the lights because he kept on leaving the lights on when they left the room. So he would leave the room and then she would play the song. It's pretty funny. So, and you can download them, right? So they become yours. Okay. That's Suno. Super fun. Refusion does the same thing and maybe even a little bit better. Okay. So both of these products are really trying to like compete with each other to get better and better and better and better. But it's a fun one. So have some fun with that one. Let's see. Okay. Let's take a quick look at School AI. And I'll kind of show you what it does, and then we'll take we'll kind of journey through the rest of that slide deck. So School AI is available to you on your ClassLink Launchpad. Okay, you can log in. You should log in with Google when you're asked. Make sure you get access to the premium level. Okay, now, like many companies this summer, School AI is updating their user interface. So it's not live yet. It says Unlock 2.0 beta. Beta means it's still in test mode. They haven't completely released it yet. You can go and try it, but the version that I would say works best right now is this version that comes up. If you get curious, you can click on this 2.0 beta version and try it out. But today we're going to explore the current version. Okay. Now, if you're familiar with Magic School or anything like that, it has some tools. So if I click here on See All Tools, you can see that I can create lesson plans, worksheets, rubrics, IEP goals, story word problems, right? And so if I click on any of these, class newsletter, I click generate. I can give announcements, some celebrations, additional information, and then I can click generate, and it's going to make it for me. And then I can copy and paste it into whatever I want. If I want to put it into Canva, if I want it to do, email, however I want to do it. So those are those tools there for you. They will make anything you want, really. So here's some other ones. So I did a prefix worksheet right here. Made this worksheet for me. Right. Let's see. I made a government quiz. Right. So this different things that I needed to make really quickly. Again, something that might have taken me 20 minutes now takes me 5. Okay. Let's see. We'll go back to our Launchpad here. Assistance is what we're going to spend most of our time on today. It does have a sidekick. A sidekick is like pretty much it's just like Gemini or ChatGPT. It's something that will just kind of assist you through, assist students with different tasks in your classroom. Okay. But this, I want to go into this assistance. So you can get to assistance from over here or up top. Okay. Dot is the new experience. Dot is taking all of these assistants into one, I think. They're still, like I said, still in beta. My favorite one right now is this co-teacher one, or this project-based activity expert. Those are the two that I end up using a lot. So if I go into this co-teacher and I click chat, what I'm going to be able to do here is tell it what I need to do. So let's take a look at some of the stuff that I've already asked it to do. That'll be best. We'll go back to my first one. This is a 6th grade unit on our Changing Oceans. So it's a Common Lit unit. What I did was I took the PDF. All right, I copied and pasted the unit, and I said to the AI, where did I go? It's at the bottom. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, it gave me a summary of that unit with its key components, suggestions for enhancement, questions for future support. I said, help me get started with it. And it says to kick off, this is what you do on Monday, on Tuesday, right? So if I'm getting a new unit of study and I'm feeling a little overwhelmed, I can either I can copy and paste that unit right into the assistant, or I can click on this. If you can get it into a PDF, I can click on this and upload it either from my hard drive or from my Google Drive. Okay. And it will read that document and I can ask it questions and interact with it. Let's see. Document reviewed and guidance. Let's see what happened here. Read this document and tell me where to get started. This is Next Gen Math Standards. So it tells me to understand the structure, look at mathematical practices, grade specific standards. Are there any priority standards I need to be aware of in grade 7? And in grade 7, focus on these priority standards. So again, it's a really dense document. Maybe I'm trying to save myself some time. Maybe I'm feeling overwhelmed. AI can help me with that. All I had to do was get that PDF, use the attach button here, and I can upload it right to there and ask it questions. Let's take a look at some other ones. Scaffolding symbolism for ELLs. Gave me some tips, things to keep in mind. Can you give me a specific example of what an interactivity listed above would look like? And it gave me the lesson plan. It will write that for me. Again, 80-20. It lets me do 80% of that work, or it does the 80% of the work for me. And I go through and I revise and make sure it's factually accurate. Okay. Let's look at, last year, my daughter was in 5th grade. I gave it one problem right here. Oops, sorry. right here. I said, give me more versions like this so she could get more practice. And I just copied, pasted them, and printed them off because she needed more reps. Let me see. Same thing with clock times. Help me design a 10-minute activity, help reinforce repeated addition as a strategy for multiplication. Right. Let's take a look at another assistant. Let's go back to this project-based activity expert. Was working on trying to integrate some technology into and some authentic tasks into a unit of study in 8th grade. Brainstorm authentic tasks for students to explain the importance of the Tuskegee Airmen in World War II. And it gave me authentic tasks, where they might live in the real world. Then I asked it to write a student-facing prompt for each one, not the directions for an adult, but what a student would see. Imagine you were a journalist in World War II. These are things that would have taken me a long time to write. It's writing them for me. All I have to do is revise them, make sure they match up, align with my objectives. Let's see. Research unit plan. It helped me design that for a group of 3rd graders. Okay, so it has all these different tools and things available to you. I think the other thing I wanted to show in the assistance was in the co-teacher, and I think it went right by it. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see here. Oh, I wanted something called a student-facing rubric, right? So what I wanted was not just a rubric that had the requirements on it, but I wanted a column for what it could sound like if a student wrote it. Because I want students to see what an exemplar looks like, right? So I said, use this document, reading progressions that I had, right? I gave it data set. The rubric should have values of 1 to 4, 4 being above grade level. Each level should have a description of that skill and an example of what it could look like written by a student. So now what I've got here is I've got a 4, description of that skill at a 4 right here, but also now I have an example of what a student could write. Now that I used to do these in my classroom a lot before AI. This took me a long time to actually write like a student and have this for every week. AI can help me with that. Now I just need to revise it, right? If I have a student that hands me this response, we can say like, okay, here you are. This is where your response sounds a lot like this. These are the things that you are doing in your response. How do you get from here to here? Right? The power of this type of rubric is kind of unmeasured, like it's immeasurable. You can get students who are fence sitters on, like from a revision standpoint, from an effort standpoint, to start really moving with this kind of rubric, and AI can help me make it. Right? It doesn't have to take me forever anymore to do it. So that's one of the things I really love about AI is that can help me with those student-facing rubrics. But this is School AI. We're going to come back to School AI in just a little bit. The other one, I want to show you a couple other things before we do that. Time check for me. Okay. The next one I want to show you is Brisk Teaching. Okay, so here's Brisk Teaching. This is the website. But I'll show you kind of exactly what Brisk Teaching does. Once you install it's an extension. So what that means is, oops, I'm sharing my screen the wrong way. Hold on one second. Let me reshare. Let me reshare. Is it this one? Yeah. Okay. So the Brisk Teaching extension is right here. It looks like a B. Okay. And so when I click on that, it was already there. If I click on that, this little B shows up right down here. Okay. And when I open that up, sign in, Now what I get is I get all kinds of options. Okay. Now I want to show you something. This create, it has like the same type of creation features that you know, ChatGPT, Gemini, School AI has, right? All in here. Rubrics, progress reports, resources. Like these are all things, these aren't like mind-blowing things. This podcast one's pretty cool. Unit plan, practice tests, right? So there are some cool SAT practice tests. There are some cool features down here, but it's nothing that if you asked another AI program to do, they couldn't do. I want to show you a couple of things that it does do that some of these other ones don't. This inspect writing one. So one of the things that people are most worried about is that students are just going to ask AI to do the work for them. They're going to hand in that work and they're going to be done. They're not actually going to do anything. Well, inspect writing can help you with that. It's not going to tell you if they used AI, but it is going to tell you how many pastes and how many edits it took them to make this. Okay. Now, you can see in the bottom here that this took me about 8 minutes to make. Okay. It was one paste, but I did make a lot of edits because what I did was I used a former version to make our agenda for the day. No big deal. But if this said one paste and 1 minute or 0 minutes, that's a really good indication that I didn't do any other work except for pasted it in there. Okay. And the way that this works, just to so you know, the way that this works is up here in Google Docs, there's something called revision history. If I open this up, I can actually look and see all the different things that people did inside this document. Okay. And if I open up this part right here, I can go version by version because it saves, because Google Docs auto saves. And so all that this inspect writing does, let me get back here. Is it takes that revision history and it replays it for you like a movie. Okay, so you're watching the student work in this part. But really helpful tool. Okay. This Boost student activity one, this is the advanced version. So this is the student facing part of Brisk teaching. That would be more advanced that Andy is going to talk a lot about in his session today. So if you're looking for information about how students can use Brisk, make sure that you watch the session recording for Andy right there. Okay. I want to give feedback. That's the other one I want. So, okay. Give feedback. If I click on feedback, right? Oops. Let me go back. Sorry. You have different versions of feedback that you can give. You can give a glow and a grow. You can give a rubric criteria, next steps for students. You can choose this targeted one. So if I click on targeted, I can choose my language, standard AI, give feedback on the organization of this document. Ease of use. I can attach standards to it if I want to, or if I have a rubric already made, I can also put this rubric in there. Okay. I can change my grade level. We'll put this up to 12th grade today. And I click this brisket. So what it's going to do right now is it's going to go get that feedback and it's going to put the feedback as comments in this Google Doc. It's already locating and putting the comments in. Now you can see here, it says start trial because I already used my trial up. This is something that we don't have access to. You have access to a little bit if you have a start free trial, but if I click it, what's behind here is a bunch of text that I can click post, and then it'll post those to me for me right away. I can edit this, right? And I can, but it puts them right in the spots where I wanted to put it. So it's super powerful.
But we don't have long-term use of this. We only have a trial.
we're trying to get this one. We had it for a little bit when we were kind of exploring it, but we're trying to get this one back. But I don't know if that's going to be a this year thing. At the end of last year, we did have a trial of it as a district because we were kind of poking around. But because it was so late in the school year, we didn't get it in for this year. But the other version of feedback that I want to make sure that I show you, get these out of the way here, is this glow and grow. So I can do the same thing. And the only difference is it's not going to go and put these in the exact places you want them to go, right? So I can take this glow and I can take parts of it. I can edit it right here. I can type right there if I want to, and I can copy and paste them into Google comments in this Google Doc, or I can click this insert button, and what it's going to do somewhere. Come on. There it goes. It's going to put it right inside the document for me. Okay, so glows, grows, some wonderings for students. They're kind of more holistic because they're listed like this, right? They're not as targeted because they don't go into each individual spot. But it is an option that can give you some quick feedback for students. Go back here. You can give feedback based on the rubric criteria or next steps based on criteria as well. So that's really cool. That's brisk teaching in and of itself. The feedback tool is powerful, inspect writing, and then when you're ready for the advanced version, the boost student activity is there for you. Okie dokie. Let's take a look at Goblin Tools. Goblin Tools is something that's available to students because they don't have to sign in, right? That's really the biggest issue with these AI companies is that we have to protect our students' data. We have a contract with School AI, so we have data protection there. There's no sign-in for Goblin Tools, so there's no data. They're not collecting any data. ChatGPT, Copilot, Gemini, Suno, all are collecting data. So we have to make sure we have data privacy agreements with those. Okay, so the thing that there's a lot of tools here, magic to do, but we're gonna look at this one first. Essentially what you can do is say, write an argument essay about the causes of World War I. Oops, that doesn't say one. Okay. This is what I want to give me information about. This spicy meter, how much breaking down do I need? I want a lot of information or just a little bit? I get to decide. So I'm going to keep it right in the middle. Okay. And then I'm just going to hit this enter button. That's the new task. When I hit this little magic wand here, what's going to happen is it's going to take that and break it down into steps for me. So what this will do is we'll create these to-do lists that are step by step by step. Now, write an engaging introduction that presents your thesis and statement. If I want that broken down, all I have to do is click this button. And it will give me those steps. The great part about this is what I can do is I can take these and I can copy and paste them into Google Classroom, into a Google Doc, into a slide deck, into whatever I want. Okay, so it's really easy to kind of use and get the information out to students. Now, students can do this too. If you have students who really survive and thrive off like to-do lists and making them, then this is a tool that you can recommend that they use. Really super helpful. Other things in here that are fun, formalizer, right? I can take text that I've written, maybe an email, and I can decide if I want to make it more professional, less snarky if you're a person who tends to write snarky emails, or more sociable, like waffling a little bit, more passionate, sarcastic, maybe in bullet points, or take this into a single word, right? So that's the formalizer, really fun. Judge, it will tell you it'll tell you how you're talking. This text to come across as a mixture of skepticism, challenge, and perhaps subtle criticism, right? So I can paste whatever I'm writing in there, and I can get the tone of what I'm writing. Give me the crash course on whatever, name that topic. Give me pros and cons. This might also be helpful for students as they're trying to brainstorm or make a choice. Tell me how long it's going to take. That's a fun one. Compiler, brain dump to a list of tasks. I can just brain dump. And then the chef. You can put all the student stuff that you have in your fridge, and it will tell you what you can make. So just some fun tools in the end here. But Magic To Do is definitely something that would help students and teachers. So keep Goblin tools in mind. All right, let me find here we go. All right. Let me think. Oh, Notebook LM. Okay. This one's cool. This one is this one's not so much what will it do things for you, but it is a place to learn about things. So what you can do is you can take documents, websites, load them here in this add button, and what it's going to do is it's going to become a chat space that you can ask it questions, just like you could in School AI or in ChatGPT if you upload documents to it. But the really cool thing is if you click on this audio overview, it's going to create what sounds like a very real podcast that you can then listen to. So it's going to generate that right now. Let me get a drink. Video overviews are now available as well. I'm going to get this audio overview. All right, we'll come back. Make sure it's there. All right. So if we're going to now so those are all the things that it can do. Let's look about where it might fit for you at this point. Planning for instruction, creating a third grade, creating research units, using standards to create student-facing rubrics, craft objectives for lessons if you're a person like me that struggled objective writing. A walkthrough of a unit, which we talked about. Feed it that PDF, ask it some questions, get some alternative ways to teach it. If you want to differentiate and customize some resources, right? You can have it create authentic tasks. We talked about that. Creating thematic learning activities, right? So use topics from Wit and Wisdom and then say, I want to do this with this topic. It will tell you it'll give you ideas on how to do that. Create choice boards and other custom resources. You can also do this right inside Google Classroom now, right? So if you didn't go to the Google Classroom session earlier today, take a look at that, because I'm sure that they'll talk about where Gemini is inside Classroom now. AI in action. So we're talking about digital literacy for students. You can have it, kind of assume the role, right? So you can tell the AI bot to be Simone Biles, and then students can interview that AI bot. We're going to talk about that. That's going to be the last part we talk about. We'll come back to this. Student-facing AI tools. We're going to talk about spaces. I just mentioned that. Brisk boost student activity. Okay, you can click there, learn more about it. Make sure you go and visit level 2, because I'm sure Andy will talk about it. And then Goblin tools, we just took a look at. If you're looking for more student-facing resources, on Schenectady Learns, get to Schenectady Learns real quick. In our digital learning page here. Oops, didn't click on it. Here's a video here about the Schenectady 6 if you're interested in that. But if you scroll down, these are our digital learning guidebooks. These two, or this one especially, is really meant to help students learn how to use the tools. So we're adding more information to all these books as we go, and we're updating them because a lot of products had updates. So we're in the process of doing that right now. But this is something you could take this title. Let's see here, read. I'm going to click. Actually, I'm going to go down here to get to the shelf directly. I'm going to open this up and click read now. I could take this web address right here, copy it, and paste it and put it in my Google Classroom. So when students need help with using a certain digital tool, that information is there for them. I think that's a powerful way to help kids support kids with learning digital tools. All right, let's go back. Ooh, still working. Okay. It's taking a long time. All right. Too many tabs open. Oh, this book. Let me go back. This is a brand new thing. So I'm going to give Andy all the credit because he deserves all the credit. I was just like I was the person he used to kind of bounce ideas off of, right? But he did all of the legwork. So what we've come up with is this strategy on how to use digital learning tools to support ELLs. Okay. And in here, is a recording of the PD session that we did. So if you're interested in how to use digital tools to help ELLs, this is where you want to go. But I want to show you this. Oh, it's not letting me do it. Keeps turning the page. I'll have to ask Andy about that. But essentially what we've got is a chatbot that if you open it up and you say, I have a first grade student who just came to my room, does not speak English, tell me where to start, it will tell you where to start. And it's aligned with New York State, WIDA, all the different English language learning kind of, expertise. Andy did a really good job making sure that it's all lined up. But what you need to know is that resource is available to you, right? Or the more, like you've learned more about a student. I have a first grade student, speaks, is a Spanish speaker, but these are the English, these are the different observations I've made of that student interacting with the English language. It will tell you then the best practices to use with that student, okay? It's a really powerful tool. It's another way to use AI to kind of, get as an assistant. I'll make sure that this is working. I'll talk to Andy about that, but that link is active and working. It's just, I don't know why Book Creator is making it turn every time I want to click on that link. So maybe it's right here. Oh, it is right here. Okay. So I can put my name in, or I can put in, test, because you don't have to use my real name if I don't want people to know I'm using it. Time check. Okay. Oh, actually, you know what? This is what a student AI bot would look like. That way I can do two things at once here. So I'll show you where to set these up, but you can set up these AI chatbots for students so that they have guardrails for how to use AI in your classroom. So it says input student characteristics based on your observations to help determine needs. So I have a second grade student who speaks Spanish, but very little English. Where do I start? And it's going to ask me some questions like describe it. And then it will help me kind of move through it, right? So it's an assistant. It can help me, and it's going to give me some best practices on the other side of that. Wow, I can't believe this is still not working. This is so sad. Let me see if I go back to one that I've already made. Oh wait, can you hear that? Probably can't hear that because I had to switch it for brisk. Hold on, I'll figure it out. I got it. Now you can.
Educational approaches can cross those language barriers.
Mm.
Like, can a method maybe designed
Now-
mostly with English in mind, can that actually work well?
These are not
in,
real people.
Say, Spanish.
But they're using
Right,
the
that's a really
documents over
interesting
here.
question, and it's pretty
have a
much the central
conversation.
thing we're exploring in this.
I
deep
can
dive.
also
Exactly.
click this
So
interactive button,
Today,
and I'm going to be able to interact with it. I'm going to be able to talk to it.
You know, something that often sparks curiosity. Oh, wait, someone wants to join. Hey, go for it.
I'm using Edu Protocols for the first time. Where should I start? Oh, I'm using Edu Protocols for the first time. Where should I start?
Oh, that's fantastic to hear. Welcome to the Edu Protocol world.
We love that you're jumping in. It's really exciting.
So if you're just starting, the creators of Edu Protocols, John Caripo and Marlena Hayburn, have some really solid advice.
They emphasize beginning slowly. Don't try to do too much at once.
Exactly.
Right, so I can have a conversation with these two people and continuously ask them questions about, and it's going to be all based on the information that I give it. Okay, so this is a really good place to learn about something that's new to you, for sure. And then really quick, because I think that I am sufficiently running out of time, we looked at this one right here. This is what chatbots look like on the student side. This is what they see when you are engaging, when they're engaging with it. I want to show you very quickly where you set those up. So you set those up in something called Spaces. So if I click on the Spaces thing and I click on Discover, I can find ones that are already made. But if I click on Create, this is where I can make my own. And I'm going to use one that's been, somebody has responded to, which is this one, this teacher interview one. So actually, I'll back up. If I click on Create here at the top, what it's going to do, it's going to guide me kind of through the space I want to create. I'm going to give a title. I'm going to tell the AI what I want it to do. I can add standards to it. I can even add my files again to it. Okay. And then I can test it right here. But I want to take a look at one that we've already made to kind of show you really kind of what it looks like. So this is my teacher and review one. Once you've made it, this is what you get is a dashboard, and you can see all the student interaction with it. Okay. So it'll tell me how people are working, smiley faces. Now, if I go back, let me find one in here. Okay. This one was used as just to kind of test the limits of it and an AI, like what is AI, right? And I did this with students, and we were talking about like, oh, let's learn about what it can do. And so we asked the student to kind of do this making a bomb thing to show that it would show a red flag. So what happens is you can see all these different engagements with the AI, but you can see that it flagged something for me, and it'll bring me right to that student's work, right, to show me where that flag happened. Now, if a student is really not doing well, it'll lock them out, and it'll make me go talk to them before they can engage with it again. Okay, so this is a really powerful tool to put in front of students. Like I said, you get to set the guardrails and tell the chatbot what it can and can't do, and then students engage with it as maybe as an assistant. It can walk through word problems with kids. It can be kind of like a version of you when you can't get to every student in the room. But these spaces have a lot to offer. So if this is something that if you want to learn more about, definitely reach out to Michael, Andy, or myself, and we can walk you through kind of spaces and how to set them up and how they can be used in your classroom. Let me go back here. Just to kind of finish up, there's an AI policy in Schenectady. It's here if you want to take a look at that. Use some other resources for AI. Um, this Wakelet is just kind of a collection of links that I've made over the past couple of years. Donnie Piercy was the 2021 Kentucky State Teacher of the Year. He's a big Google guy. He has a lot of great AI stuff. So definitely check him out. Ditch That Textbook, Matt Miller. You should check. Matt Miller has a lot of good stuff. And then you can find AI built into Adobe Express and Canva as well for teachers, but not for kids, not yet. Let's see. Yeah. I did miss a question in the chat. Miss Young, you said, can you use them to edit existing music as well? Is this, are you talking about, Suno, I know, but were you talking about music that you had created? No, music that somebody else had created. It's not an editing software. You wouldn't want to use that for editing purposes. If you had a song that you wanted to kind of edit, something like Soundtrap might be the thing to do. But Suno and Refusion are they're creation tools, right? So they're going to generate music based on the information that you give them. I don't know if that answered your question. Yeah, okay. Does anybody else have any questions about AI as like an overview? Like I said, I tried to show the tools that way might save you or save you time, and with Goblin Tools save students time, or with School AI save you time, but also increase the improve the learning experience for kids, make it more interactive. But it was an overview, like I said. So if you need or want more information, please reach out to one of us. We're happy to help. If not, this would be a really good time to do the old timesheet business. Right, so that would be this form down here. And I'm pretty sure, Michael, that is you fill out this form, and then when you're filling it out, it'll tell you how to fill out your timesheet.
Believe so.
Okay. And it's OTL number 3. Is that what we're looking for?
It's like Mambo number 5. Yeah.
Mambo number 5. You know, if there's any Red Sox fans in the room, there was a Nomars number 5 version of Mambo number 5. There was.
No ma. No, you are.
You are.
Yes.
All right, so if I'm looking at my class link here, put a school front, sign in. Oop. In the available forms here, you want OTL number 3. Please make sure you fill out the form. That's where we get our feedback. That's how we plan for future summer and future PD experiences. We want to make sure people get what they need out of it. So we really value your feedback. once you filled out the form and you got your timesheet submitted, enjoy the rest of your day. Have a great rest of your summer. Please reach out. Much love.
Got nothing but love for you, baby. You're still recording.
Oh, yeah. Good call. Thank you. At least I did record this time. Hey.